Right now at 5, a local church in Joplin puts on its annual Family and Friends Thanksgiving.
And despite an expectation for showers originally, we are dry, cloudy to start, and we are going to be cold. The latest on that forecast gets you out the door coming up.
Plus, a Missouri church hands out baskets of food for families in need this holiday season.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5 a.m. I'm Elise Snowy.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is now Monday, November the 25th. We're just a few days now from Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
We've been given a gift for Thanksgiving. We have new lights.
Yes, we do.
And they're very bright. It's going to take a minute to adjust, but they're really nice.
They really are.
They're so fancy. And for those of you joining us, you probably saw the thing that we pre-recorded on Friday where he said maybe some showers today. That's how quickly things change.
Right.
Here in the 4
Yes.
states. No showers expected today, but it is cloudy and it is going to be cold. Let's take a quick look outside. Our camera downtown Pittsburgh. I had to get air in my tire this morning, so I stopped a quick trip, got air in the tire, and it wasn't bad. It was in the 50s. By the time I made it up here to the station and got out of the car, it was already much colder. Temperatures are falling around the area, and we've already hit technical highs, upper 50s, even some low 60s, but that occurred at about midnight, 1 a.m. Temperatures falling now. Our camera downtown Pittsburgh looks great. MoDOT camera 32nd and range line looking good. We are cloudy this morning, and we'll have decreasing clouds as we go later into the day. So here we are by noon. If you're in southeast Kansas, clouds decreasing. Ahead of that, still cloudy, and the clouds helping keep us just a little warmer. You can take a look, say 42 Yates Center by noon, 50 still in Cassville. Clouds will continue to decrease. We're also going to have gusty north winds out there, and as the clouds decrease, temperatures are going to follow suit, and we've got a pretty cold night ahead of us. Right now, and get an idea of temperatures. 45 in Joplin. I'm telling you, when I woke up about 2:30, it was 56, 57, and it's now 45, 42 in Pittsburgh. And you can see where this boundary is pushing through. So we're still, look at this, 59 Cassville, 58 Bentonville. So these are your highs, because this is as warm as it's going to be. We've got low to mid 40s for most of us, and we're just going to kind of hover in the 40s. And with the north winds already picking up, we've got wind chills into the mid and upper 30s behind this boundary, but ahead of it still nothing much to worry about, but you will also get cold. Kids getting on the bus, chilly, 45, mostly cloudy, north breeze gusting to 25, picks up a bit, gusting to 30 this afternoon. We're only up to 48 when the bus comes home. Partly cloudy skies, as again clouds will decrease as we head into the afternoon. Will be windy, mostly clear by 6, down to low 40s. Not much change in temperatures. Our lows tonight, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you now, we're back into the 20s tonight. We will warm up over the next couple of days, and it gets cold again. I know you're all curious about Thanksgiving. Details on all of that here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, Cherokee County 911 were alerted to a house fire early Thursday evening just off Southeast Lowell Road. Firefighters approaching could see a huge plume of black smoke miles away. On arrival, flames were already through the roof, and the residents were not injured. However, some pets did perish. They contacted the Red Cross to assist 2 people who were displaced. They are still investigating the cause of the fire. And to be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, you can download the KOAM News app. It's available free of charge in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Just search for the KOAM News app. Well, the Fort Scott Recreation Department hosted a turkey shoot Sunday. Kids from pre-K to 8th grade competed with a partner in a free throw contest, with the grand prize being a Thanksgiving turkey. The cost to participate was $10 per team, with the proceeds being used for adoptive family toy donations during Christmas. Well, the one church in Joplin put on its annual Family and Friends Thanksgiving. Members of the church's congregation brought Thanksgiving food like mashed potatoes, stuffing, and pecan pies. Lots and lots of pie. Well, this is also the church's starting event for Christmas of Hope, in which they help provide Christmas gifts for foster children.
Raise over $30,000 starting at Thanksgiving until we actually go out and do the shopping. And so that's just in a matter of 2 or 3 weeks, we're able to raise over $30,000 to make sure that we're able to buy the kids what they want.
Shopping for the gifts begins on December 11th at the 15th Street Walmart. The Missouri Church handed out baskets to people containing essentials for Thanksgiving dinner. The James River Church in Joplin gave back to the community by donating food items for Thanksgiving this weekend. KOAM's Mitch Adams brings us more.
Being there to be able to hand that to them and say, here you go, I hope this blesses you, that's what it's all about.
The holidays can be costly for many families. During this time of the year, there are organizations that help people in need of donations. One of those organizations being the James River Church in Joplin.
So this is the Thanksgiving basket giveaway. So this is historic in the life of the church. We've never given away this many baskets before. Today across all 4 campuses, we're giving away 70,000 pounds of food. That's over 19,000 homes across the southern Midwest Missouri.
A giveaway like this can't run smoothly without a good amount of assistance, and the church had plenty of people interested in volunteering.
We had 194 volunteers show up because we wanted to bless our community with a Thanksgiving Day basket that included a full Thanksgiving meal, a turkey, stuffing, a dessert, the whole Thanksgiving meal, and we had 194 people say, I want to be a part of that. I want to show up and I want to be an outreach to the community and give back in any way that they can.
A pillar of the Thanksgiving holiday is being grateful, and the church wanted to display this by helping the community and people in need.
James River Church cares, that they are excited to help. I mean, that 200 people came out on a Saturday morning to show love to the community. Just to say that we care, that God cares, He loves them, He sees them, and we want to be a part.
In Joplin, Missouri, Mitch Adams, KOAM News.
Baskets were available for pickup Saturday morning from 10 a.m. to noon. And now to look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes coming up on the KOAM Morning News. The Kansas City Chiefs win on the last play of game once again. We'll have those details. Plus, the City of Light held a Christmas lighting, which is a major attraction for tourists as well as Parisians. And we have a cold and partly cloudy day today. We'll have what to expect with Chris Warner in the Skywatch Weather Center. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back.
The Kansas City Chiefs are coming off their first loss of the season after losing to the Buffalo Bills last week. Chiefs return to action this week as they hit the road to Carolina. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs looking to get back in the win column. Chiefs lead 13-6 in the second quarter. Mahomes just floats one up to Noah Gray, and he makes the catch for the touchdown. Kansas City leading 20-6. Chiefs up 20-16 in the third. Mahomes dances in the pocket. And there's the magic we're all used to seeing. DeAndre Hopkins secures that for the touchdown. Chiefs leading 27-19. This game isn't over just yet. With under 2 minutes left, Bryce Young and the Panthers are on the move. Young can't connect with Adam Thielen, but it's passing interference in the end zone. They place the ball at the 1-yard line. Next play, Bryce Young hands off to Chuba Hubbard. Panthers would also get the 2-point conversion. We're tied at 27 apiece. Under a minute left to play, Mahomes delivers once again a 33-yard scramble for a first down. He's been in this situation so many times, and that would set up a game-winning field goal for the rookie kicker Spencer Schrader. And no problem here. He drills it. Chiefs hold off the pesky Panthers. Kansas City wins the game 30-27.
I think offensively, the guys, they started fast, and they had made a point for that. Matt had made that a huge emphasis this week, and the guys followed with it and did some nice things there. So, but we got to keep building on it. We can't take plays away from ourselves, and it's too much.
It's not like I pre-plan like that stuff. It's just whenever it comes down to it and you got to make the play, I feel like I try to go out there and make the play, and that's why I feel like it happens kind of later in games sometimes than in the playoffs. You don't want to slide. You have to kind of put your body out there knowing that you can take hits and stuff like that. But we've been able to make some big runs and some big moments.
Elsewhere in the AFC, division rivals going at it in Vegas as the Broncos meet the Raiders. Broncos lead 3-0 in the second quarter. Gardner Minshew finds Amir Abdullah for the Raider touchdown. Las Vegas up 7-3. To the third quarter, Raiders lead 13-9. The rookie Bo Nix throws one up for grabs, and Cortland Sutton comes down with the football. Denver regains the lead. Broncos up 16-13. Fourth quarter now. Bo Nix scrambles to his right. Then he threads the needle to Cortland Sutton in the back of the end zone. His second touchdown of the game. Denver leads 26-16. About 3 minutes left in the game. Gardner Minshew can't escape the pressure. He's hurt and does not return to this game. Denver goes on to finish the job. Broncos beat the Raiders 29-19. Pitt State football has been eliminated from the NCAA Division II playoffs. The Gorillas fell to the defending national champions on their home field. The Harding Bison came into Carney Smith Stadium this past Saturday, and they beat the Gorillas 48-3. Not the result that many fans were expecting. This marks the third straight year where the Gorillas failed to reach at least the third round in the Division II playoffs. We heard more from head coach Tom Anthony after the season-ending loss.
Didn't execute a few things and made some changes at halftime, but man, when you're into the third quarter and down 4 scores against an option team that takes care of the ball and turns the clock, it's tough to dig yourselves out of that hole. So, unfortunately, it was more self-inflicted wounds, I think, that kind of got us to where we were at. Hurt for these guys because I know how much it meant to them, and I know they wanted to go out in a different way, and I know we wanted to send them out in a different way. So. But again, so much for this group to be proud of, as they do leave here, accomplish so many great things.
Still to come, the CDC says the deadly listeria outbreak linked to Boar's Head deli meats is now over. Plus, get another check of that chilly forecast, some warmer weather, and how Thanksgiving is shaping up when the KOAM Morning News returns. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It is 5:16 on this Monday morning, and it is cold for most of us. Some of us, though, still warm for the time being. We've got mostly cloudy skies, but clouds as we head through the day will be gradually decreasing from roughly north to south, and we're going to have gusty north winds out there as well, making it feel even colder. And because of this cold front that pushed through, that's why we're looking at the possibility of shower chances today. Those are not going to happen, but the cold front is going to be dry. But it is going to make it cold, and our lows tonight will be falling back into the 20s as we kick off tomorrow morning, so you will want to bundle up before you head out for whatever it is you may be heading out for. We'll have a mix of mostly clear to partly cloudy skies on Tuesday, and then winds are going to shift out of the south for us, and that's actually going to bring in some slightly warmer air than what we're experiencing today, and that will continue at least into Wednesday. Now, Wednesday, we're looking again at a partly cloudy to mostly cloudy day with the opportunity for maybe a few stray showers. We're also going to be pretty warm. In fact, it's going to be one of our warmer days this week, but you can see as we head through the afternoon, especially into the evening, some isolated showers are going to be possible out there. Winds will shift back out of the north, which will bring our temperatures back down as we head into Thanksgiving. As we head out this morning, though, it is 45 in Joplin. It feels like 39 with a north-northwest breeze at about 13. Here's that cold front. So again, look at this. Cassville, Bentonville, Anderson, even Monette and Jay, upper 50s, almost 60. These are the highs. In fact, many of us actually hit these same highs at about, say 2, 3 o'clock this morning before this boundary pushed through, bringing the north winds with it and much colder air behind it as well. The majority of us now falling back to the low to mid 40s. And then, of course, behind that boundary where the winds are picking up, we've got wind chills in the mid to upper 30s. So not major wind chills, but it does feel colder out there, so make sure you're ready for that. As we get our day started, again, mostly cloudy through the morning, and I'm not being lazy. This is just what we're looking at. Behind this front, temperatures are expected to hover, and we're just going to kind of be in the mid 40s through most of the day. We could eventually reach afternoon highs into the upper 40s, and again, those north winds gusting around 30 miles an hour. So clouds gradually decreasing as we head into the afternoon. Temperatures, again, just kind of hovering out there. Now, once we lose the cloud cover, it's actually going to get colder overnight and get, well, of course it will, but what I mean is it's going to get colder faster once we lose the clouds. Still a few of them by 6. Clear skies late this evening, mid-30s by 10. And eventually, again, back into the mid-20s, and winds will be calm. Over the next 10 days, we got some stuff to talk about. So here's that warm-up. Mid-50s tomorrow, upper 50s Wednesday. Then that cold front comes through, another one comes through, and that's where those isolated shower chances come from. We'll fall back into the upper 20s to right around 30 heading into Thanksgiving. However, this cold front, it looks as though the moisture return is not going to be all that great with it. So we're looking at a dry Thanksgiving now. That's why we said last week, remember on Friday, I said, don't cancel your Thanksgiving plans. I said 100 things will change between now and then, and by golly, that's what's happened. Now, we'll still monitor this system. We'll see exactly how Wednesday will pan out, but it looks like we're going to have less moisture to play with, so we're looking at a drier situation, drier Thanksgiving, but still cold, mid-40s out there. Same in the Friday, temperatures chilly overnight, and we stay cold heading into the weekend as well. In fact, temperatures even falling a little more by Sunday, and we'll get a little closer to normal as we head into the first week of December. Let's check your forecast. We're back with Health Watch right after this.
Topping Health Watch this morning. Well, it's safe to eat boar's head deli meat again. The deadly listeria outbreak attributed to boar's head is over, according to the CDC. The agency says all products impacted by the outbreak are now past their shelf life, making them unlikely to be consumed. It's also been 2 months since the last reported illness. Now, there were 60 hospitalizations from the outbreak across 19 states. 10 people died as a result. The outbreak led to widespread scrutiny of boar's head facilities, and in September, one of its plants was permanently closed. It also discontinued its liverwurst products, one of the sources of illness. It's been nearly 5 years since the pandemic hit the United States. Now, new research shows during the first few years, more people turned to alcohol to cope with the stress from that period. And there also was a spike in alcohol-related deaths. Dr. Brian Lee is a transplant hepatologist at the University of Southern California's Keck School of Medicine. Now, he said he's seeing more patients with liver failure. The condition is often associated with excessive alcohol use. In a new study Lee conducted traced people's alcohol consumption between 2020 and 2022. It shows both men and women drank more compared to a similar study in 2018 before the pandemic. Now, Lee and his research partner, Dr. Jagpreet Chitwal, say better messaging on the harmful effects of alcohol is needed. Well, how much you weigh might not be as important as being fit. Now, that's according to the new findings by researchers in Virginia. The team from the University of Virginia studied 400,000 volunteers for their analysis, with several of those participants being overweight. Researchers found that participants who were overweight or obese but were physically fit had similar death risks than those who were considered average weight. Analysis said exercise is key when it comes to mortality risk, as the physical activity often helps to improve our health and can help reduce the chances for heart disease and overall death risks. Well, spending time with family during the holidays can be magical, but it can also be stressful if relatives get into fights over contentious topics like sports. And with sports fans getting ready to watch several Turkey Day games this week, psychology experts are sharing tips on how you can manage the rivalries this season. Ted Lindner reports.
Sports games are one hallmark of the holiday season, with many events broadcast throughout Thanksgiving Day. But as families gather, it can bring together fans from rivalry teams, resulting in tensions if people respond negatively to certain outcomes.
It can be hard to manage our emotions during those moments, especially when we're watching it with family that are maybe supporting or cheering for the opposing team.
But why do many fans react so personally to their team's performance?
What the research suggests is that we kind of see ourselves as that team or as those individuals that are out there competing. And so then all of a sudden it becomes about us. And when it becomes about us, we tend to be a little bit more involved or get a little bit more excited about it.
The last thing you want to do is ruin a wonderful meal by following it up with a fight over a game. Instead of raising red flags, sports psychology experts recommend a healthy dose of respect.
Just being able to take a step back and remember, hey, I actually do love this person and I am very supportive of my team, but I also care about my family member outside of this game.
You can even extend an olive branch to fans of the losing team.
Winning with grace. Yep, hey, we won. Congratulations. It was a great game. I'm really happy that we came out on top. However, I'm also impressed with how your team performed.
And just like professional athletes practice before a game, experts advise using the time between now and Turkey Day to practice not being so reactive to confrontation.
Engage in some deep breathing or take a little bit of time just to kind of lower that emotional activation so that we're behaving and responding in ways that are congruent with our values.
And that's a look at some of today's top health stories. You're watching the KOAM Morning News.
And we are watching a cold day. Cold front sweeping through as we speak, dropping temperatures behind it. The latest when we come back.
Right now at 5:30, lost World War II letters and photos are back with their owner's family.
And we've got cloudy skies as we start this day, and it is cold back behind a cold front. Oh, look at that forecast, get you out the door coming up.
Plus, people in Fort Scott put on their running shoes for this year's turkey trot.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5:30. I'm Elise Snowy.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is now Monday, November the 25th. Thanksgiving this Thursday.
How exciting.
Course, a lot of Thanksgiving deals going on out there where, you spend so much money, you might get a free turkey or maybe we'll have the WKRP turkey drop. Yes. You are unfamiliar with this.
I am.
Oh, boy. I know there are plenty of you out there that, all I need to tell you is, I swear, I thought turkeys could fly. They don't.
I don't even know what's
They
going
don't.
on right
Those,
now.
but there are those of you at home who are like, yes, and you can find it on YouTube, by the way, for some nostalgia. You can look up WKRP turkey drop, which we're not having a KOAM turkey drop, but we are having a KOAM temperature drop. Now, I didn't cause this to happen. It's simply what is happening. Let's take a look outside our camera downtown Pittsburgh. It just dawned on me. Aside from our other morning producer, Tennyson, at this point right now, of all the people in here, I am the oldest person here. And I didn't even ever really watch the show, but I had family that did. Okay. It's getting bad. I need to retire. I think I'm getting close to that. And we're looking not bad outside from downtown Pittsburgh. We're mostly cloudy out there, though, and we are cold. MoDOT camera 32nd and range line. Again, looks good, but it is cloudy. It is cold. We have that cold front that pushed through. We're expecting maybe an isolated shower or two. Did not happen. The cold front did not bring any rain chances with it at all, unfortunately, but it did bring colder air. And as we head into the afternoon, clouds will begin to gradually clear. Now, of course, once you get behind the clearing, even though it's going to be cold under the clouds, it's going to get even colder as the clouds clear out. And temperatures really not moving much today, but they'll move quite a bit tonight as we're eventually going to fall back into the 20s as we head into our Tuesday morning. 45 in Joplin, 42 in Pittsburgh, and around the area, here's that cold front. Now, it's pushing off to our southeast, but still somewhat warm, especially Bentonville, Cassville. These are your highs for today. Most of us hit our highs, our actual highs for today, about 3 o'clock in the morning. So when it comes to almanac and record-keeping purposes, your highs today already happened. But what we're going to experience into the afternoon is not going to be warm at all. Wind chills also. Forgot about that. We've got winds out of the north gusting. Take a look. We're now into the low 30s in parts of southeast Kansas, so it's going to feel even colder out there. So when the kids get on the bus, air temperature 45, but it's going to feel colder than that. Mostly cloudy, north winds gusting to 25. North winds continue gusting around 30 this afternoon. Partly cloudy skies. And look, only 3 degrees difference over a course of several hours. 48 when the bus brings them home. So our temperatures really are going to hover right around the mid-40s for most of the day before they'll eventually begin to drop off. So we're really looking at afternoon highs, maybe some upper 40s here and there with the skies gradually clearing. We're going to talk more about how cold it's going to get. Then it's going to warm up, by the way. Then it'll get cold again. And that Thanksgiving forecast, no falling turkeys, though. Details on all that here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, thanks, Chris. World War II letters and photos donated to the Salvation Army in Hannibal, Missouri are back with their owner's family. Hannibal Salvation Army family store manager Tina Eifert and local writer Megan Duncan helped to solve the mystery of who they belong to. Alice Montgomery says she must have accidentally dropped the box of letters off by mistake when dropping off donations. Now, Duncan said the letters portray a heartwarming love story between Montgomery's parents, Chester and Bernice.
It's a joy to see that the people who got them cared about them, that they cared to find out where they came from and that they got back to the right person. That means a lot to me.
Store manager Eifert said her father served in the Korean War and passed away when she was young, so it made the return of the letters and photos even more special for her. Meadowbrook Mall hosted Southeast Kansas Humane Society's annual fall bake sale. Baked goods including pumpkin pie, pumpkin bread, vanilla cupcakes, and more, all made by volunteers around the community. The Humane Society also got to showcase some of the animals they have for adoption on a bulletin board, and all adoption fees for the animals are also now $20 for a limited time.
The bread in particular, this lady, she bakes bread every single year. It's one of our top sellers, but we get to see new faces too. We get to see new blood that comes into our organization. So it's getting to meet individuals today and getting to share our story and mission with everybody.
One way you can support your local animal shelter is by having your pets spayed and neutered. The Fort Scott Recreation Department did a 5K run for 7 local families for its Adopt a Family program. The run, called the Turkey Trot, its goal is to raise around $100 for each family to go towards Christmas gifts. Now, this year's event is partnered with Fort Scott High School's Angel Tree, which tells the rec department what some of the kids want for Christmas.
Really, we're just trying to do things for the community, get more people out in the community. That's why we like these runs. It's kind of an easy thing to do, and people get some exercise out of it too, so it's a good thing. And then, it kind of showcases our town as they take their route around town. And then we also find ways to give back.
All participants received a t-shirt for their entry fee. Well, some would say nothing says Christmas quite like a safari. And if you're one of those people, the Safari Christmas at the Creation Safari Wildlife Park in Wyandotte, Oklahoma is just for you. Visitors to the park could walk through a Christmas adventure featuring more than 100 lighted animal displays created just for the park. But it wasn't just lighted animal displays. The Safari Christmas featured some actual animals as well.
My favorite animal, I actually like the bunnies. They eat anything. They also like the goats because you can feed big feet or small feet or let us anything in your hand to give it to you. One actually tried to eat one of my friend's sweater.
Well, tickets for the Safari Christmas will cost adults $12, children $10, and kiddos under 2 to get in for free. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. The United Nations Climate Summit came up with a deal to help developing nations dealing with climate change. Plus, the first millennial ever will be proclaimed a saint by the Catholic Church. We'll have the latest. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. Topping World Watch. Well, the City of Light has even more lights than usual right now. On Sunday, the Christmas lights were switched on along the Champs-Élysées in Paris, a famous avenue known for its shopping, nightlife, and cultural attractions. Multicolored bulbs and sparkling projections of light could be seen along many avenues of the capital of France. The Christmas lights are a major attraction for tourists as well as Parisians. Visitors come from all over the world to admire the streets decked out in the colors of the season. Sunday's festivities also included fireworks at the Arc of Triomphe. The United Nations Climate Summit gets a deal on dollars to help developing nations while missing the target amount by a wide margin. Negotiators at the climate conference known as COP29, the 29th UN Climate Conference of the parties, have come up with a price tag, $300 billion, to be paid by developed nations to developing nations dealing with climate change damage and shifts away from fossil fuels. The amount is far away from the $1.3 trillion developing nations wanted. The deal is being hailed as one that will help provide jobs, growth, and cleaner energy, but leaders say it will work only if the developed nations stick to their commitments to help. The deal will help developing nations create more ambitious targets to limit or cut emissions of heat-trapping gases. Pope Francis confirmed this week that a 15-year-old gamer who died of leukemia in 2006 will be canonized next year, the first millennial to be proclaimed a saint by the Catholic Church. Lauren Green has more.
From the time Carlo Acutis was a child, he possessed an extraordinary faith, even though his parents weren't very religious. But Acutis brought his family to a deeper faith. Acutis died of leukemia in 2006 at just 15 years old. He was a child of the digital age, teaching himself computer coding, and his devotion to Jesus compelled him to start a website to document Eucharistic miracles around the world. His mother told me that early in his life, Acutis was exceptional. He was able to speak at 5 months.
He was very advanced. And of course, also the profundity of his faith, the way he was able to speak, the fact that he wanted, since he was very small, he wanted to enter inside the church, to stay in front of the Blessed Sacrament, the cross of Jesus. And so these were all signs.
In 2020, the Vatican confirmed a miracle attributed to Acutis. A young Brazilian boy was healed from a pancreatic illness after his mother prayed to Acutis. Last year, a second miracle confirmed. A young woman was healed from a brain injury from a bike accident after her mother prayed to Acutis in Assisi, Italy, where his body lay. I spoke with Bishop Robert Barron, who says his canonization will hopefully inspire more faith among young people.
I think the church, in holding Acutis up, is trying to draw those people back. It's the most pressing issue in my mind in the church today, the disaffiliation of the young.
Pope Francis announced Acutis will be made a saint in April.
And that's a look at some of your biggest headlines from around the world. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, coming up now on 5:45 on this Monday morning, and I apparently am much older than I thought. Just before we came back, I made a Groundhog Day reference. Nobody got it. I think I must need to retire. I'm getting too old, apparently. But in the meantime, I'm going to tell you about the cold air that's settling in. Cold front pushing through as we speak. Now, the front itself is outside of our area, but we still have some warm temperatures behind it. All of us eventually getting in on the cold weather. Majority of us already there. We'll have mostly cloudy skies, and as we head into the afternoon, those skies will begin to clear out, and because we'll lose the cloud cover, even though it's going to be cold under the clouds, it's going to get colder faster as we head into the evening. Now, I know you're thinking, yeah, the temperatures drop in the evening. Boy, of course they do, but they're going to drop pretty quickly once we lose the clouds and that north wind continues out there. We're eventually going to fall back into the 20s to start our Tuesday morning. However, Tuesday will be a pinch warmer than today. And that's what I love about Mother Nature. We'll have a very cold start to the day, but have a warmer day than the day where it was warmer when we started. As we head into our Tuesday, though, we'll have a mix of mostly clear to partly cloudy skies, and winds will actually end up shifting out of the south as we head into Tuesday afternoon. That's what's going to allow us to be a little warmer. Clouds will increase, though, late Tuesday into Tuesday night, and we'll head into Wednesday with a mostly cloudy day. Wednesday, though, will also be an opportunity for some isolated showers. Now, in the first half of our day, they're going to be very isolated, but as we head later into the afternoon and evening, we could see a few more stray showers here and there. So we're not expecting widespread rainfall, but some rain will be possible for some of us. Otherwise cloudy. Winds will shift back out of the north with the passage of another cold front, and then temperatures will fall again as we head into our Thanksgiving as well. So here's a look real quick outside. Temperatures, it is partly to mostly cloudy out there. 45 in Joplin. Feels like 39 with a north-northwest breeze at 13. Here's that cold front. Now it is out, just getting outside of our immediate area, but still mild. Bentonville, Cassville. The rest of us cold. We're in the low to mid 40s for the most of the region, with wind chills falling back through the low 30s behind this boundary. No wind chills, though, ahead of it because the winds haven't shifted on you yet, and it's going to be quite breezy today. Gusty north winds, chilly conditions, and temperatures will really just hover through the day. With the cloud cover, we just kind of hover in the mid-40s through the morning and into the afternoon. Some of us with some sunshine could make the upper 40s out there, again, as clouds gradually decrease, but those north winds will be gusting upwards of 30 miles an hour. As we head into the evening, mid-20s, winds will be calm, and we'll have clear skies overnight before we see the return of some clouds for us on our Tuesday, mid-30s by 10. So again, another cold night out there. Low to mid-50s Tuesday, upper 50s, maybe even a couple of low 60s Wednesday. Then that cold front sweeps through. We're cold again. Now, like we mentioned Friday, you shouldn't cancel your Thanksgiving plans, and hopefully you didn't, because this is what we're looking at now. Moisture return not looking to be as great with this system, so we're not looking at much of a rain chance as we were several days ago. So we're looking to be sunny Thursday, but cold, mid-40s for Thanksgiving, and we even get colder heading into the upcoming weekend, back in the low 40s, and then we'll get a little closer to normal as we head into the first week of December. That's a check of your forecast. We're back with more of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
Entertainment news now to start your week. Here's David Daniel with the Hollywood Minute.
Rome must fall. I need only give it a push.
A big push and a big weekend for Denzel Washington. His latest film, Gladiator 2, opened with an estimated $55.5 million. Easily the biggest box office debut of the Oscar winner's career.
People have no idea what you have to do to arrive at the top of sport.
Max Verstappen knows. The Dutch race car driver just won his 4th straight Formula One championship. The documentary, Max Verstappen, Anatomy of a Champion, is the latest feature on the racing legend from the streaming service Viaplay. It debuts today in the U.S. and U.K.
So, all you people at the Media Access Awards, thank you for watching this.
TV legend Norman Lear helped found the Media Access Awards, which honors artists, films, and TV shows that are inclusive of disabled characters and actors. At this year's award show, Jimmy Kimmel remembered Lear, who died last December at age 101, as a fearless forward thinker who broached forbidden topics from racism to misogyny to disability. The 2024 Media Access Awards premieres today on PBS stations and the PBS app. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Well, a 10-year-old boy in Wisconsin called 911 for help with his homework. As Drew Best reports, he didn't get in trouble. He got help.
We do a lot of stuff with the community. We have a great community here in Shawano County. They support us, and we support them whenever we can.
It all happened last Friday when 911 dispatcher Kim Krause received an unexpected call she says she will never forget. A 10-year-old boy who she says was very sincere about getting help with his assignment.
He said, you know, ma'am, I know I'm not supposed to call 911 for this, but I really could use some help with my homework. I asked, well, what can I help you with? And he's like, it's math. And I'm like, oh, I've been out of school for over 40 years. So I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can help you with this, but we'll find somebody.
Since the department was not busy at the time, they decided to respond.
I actually sent a message to the deputy who was responding, and I said, you got a lot of pressure on you right now to help this little boy with his math homework.
The responding deputy was Chase Mason, who stayed and helped the young caller complete his decimal-based math homework. Both Sheriff Lenzner and Lieutenant Madel complimenting Deputy Mason for his help in serving his community.
This morning when I came to work, I told our lieutenant that's in charge of the Facebook, I said, let's put this on Facebook. This is one of those feel-good stories that people need every once in a while. I'm just real proud of Deputy Mason.
That shows the impact that positive law enforcement stories can have in a small community. So we have a very supportive community. We always have. They're very law enforcement friendly, and it's good for us to kind of show the side that people may not always see.
Well, after wrapping up the assignment, Deputy Mason reminded the boy to only use 911 in emergency situations in the future. He also gave him his business card with his non-emergency number. Stick around, we'll be right back. Well, Planet Mars takes a trip to East London. An artist created a replica of the red planet that is taking center stage at the Old Royal Naval College. The artwork, measuring 21 feet in diameter, shows high-resolution NASA imagery of the planet's surface. Now it's being displayed in the historic painted hall that depicts gods and kings in murals from the 18th century. Visitors say the out-of-this-world experience helps them to put things in perspective. The artwork is around 1 million times smaller than the actual planet Mars. The Christmas season starts with a bang in Hong Kong. A massive fireworks display illuminated the sky over Victoria Harbor Friday. The 10-minute show featured Christmas songs and a giant sparkling Christmas tree that became a popular spot for selfies. This year's holiday season in Hong Kong began 1 week earlier than last year.
And we got a pretty chilly start today. Thankfully, our good friend Lori Horton is here, and she knows about the WKRP turkey drop. She's like the only person in this building other than me that's familiar with it. We're going to hover really in the mid-40s after this, as this cold front pushes through out there, mostly cloudy skies. Now, as the clouds begin to clear out, temperatures are going to begin to fall pretty quickly after that. So we'll start seeing those clouds clearing out from north to south, mid-40s by 4. You see, we reach highs, afternoon highs of around 47, 48 degrees out there. We'll also have the north winds gusting around 30. So the thing is for record-keeping purposes, I just want to emphasize, you're going to see that the highs are going to be listed upper 50s, maybe even some low 60s for today. But in all honesty, by this afternoon, that's the best we're going to do. It's because we're hitting those highs ahead of the front at like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Skies continue to clear through the evening, mid-30s by 10. Overnight lows back into the mid-20s with calm winds out there. And those clear skies, of course, continuing. As we go down the road, a little warmer tomorrow, low to mid-50s, upper 50s, maybe a couple low 60s Wednesday with a few isolated showers in the evening with another cold front that drops our temperatures. We're looking to be dry but cold for Thanksgiving, mid-40s, even chillier as we head into the weekend. I will go back into the upper 40s, near 50 as we head into the first week of December. That's Check Your Forecast. We're back with more after this.